I think that it's a moment of vulnerability.
Loss is creativity, because if you lose out on something, you're gonna have to still figure out that problem.
Heartbreak, or can't find something you cherish or love, or physically losing something.
Loss to me is something so great that it ends up changing you as a person, whether it's for good or for bad.
To me, loss means gaining perspective.
Loss for me is a time where you're allowed to feel horrible, you're allowed to feel really messed up, but ultimately you get to come out of it kind of in a rebirth.
I think of loss, I think of death, I think of what that means, how you deal with time, the time that you have left here.
I was dating a white guy a couple years ago, and I happened to be in Italy at the time. His parents found out I was Black, and were not very happy with that. It kind of led to the dissolution of the relationship. It's funny, because I had just bought the figurine, and as I was coming back to the States, the figurine literally split right where the two parts meet. So it's like the Black piece is now its own piece, and the white piece is now its own piece. I think the biggest loss that I had there was that I kind of lost myself in that relationship. I feel like that's an L that I've slowly been trying to come to terms with, is that it's never okay to stomach racist parents for a relationship.
When I was in high school, my 7-year-old little sister got diagnosed with leukemia. Everything was pointing to a loss. And at the time it was really frustrating and also very scary, but in the whole experience, it was probably one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. Although I missed out on a lot of things and I lost a lot of things, and we all did, it ended up totally shaping who I am as a person. Luckily, she beat cancer. She is totally leukemia free. Through this definition with the word loss now, that no matter what the bad experience is, and no matter what you think you're gonna have to deal with or lose out on, there always will be some unexpected gain, if not greater than the original loss.
I had jaw surgery done 2 years ago, and during the surgery, a doctor cut my nerve in my face, and I lost all feeling in my face for ever. Because of the nerve damage that I have to take a shit ton of medication every single day, and I keep it in this little pill box. I've learned how to deal with the feelings of loss by controlling the way that I view just pain and loss in general.
The loss of my mom was very significant, especially that time in my life. I was just graduating college. She meant everything to me. And it changed me to become an adult faster. It changed me the way I had to approach my life.
For me, the most recent loss that I've experienced was somebody who was very special to me. And long before I lost him in the capacity of death, I lost him to a battle with depression and addiction, where he kind of gave up on himself and lost himself. When I think of loss on a grander scheme, I think that in a painful way, it brings people back to themselves and back to their humanity.
I lost a lot of friends in 2014, a lot to suicide, some to overdoses. This was just such a layering of loss over loss over loss over loss, constantly reminding me I'm losing these people. Especially when it has to do with something like suicide. So I actually moved up to the Redwoods and kind of locked myself away for a year at this amazing job where I was working at a wonderful summer camp that was year-round.
When I was 16 years old and my grandmother was dying, I had the opportunity to go to the hospital to visit her, but for some reason I can't crawl into my 16-year-old brain, I decided not to. I think from that day, I really started to realize that you don't know what moments you have that are more fleeting than others. Had I gone back, I wish I had that time to not witness that last moment. I decided to change how I dealt with life and what I felt was important